Hello everybody and welcome back to Operation Logistics, where we have just implemented some error text up here, and we now need to test it. So, first things first, let's go ahead and just have it test at the beginning of the game for no particular reason. I just want to make sure that it's actually working. So, let's just go ahead and do public void start, and at the start of the game, we will just throw error, and we're just going to say test error is testful. Okay. And we're just going to use the default parameters. So let's go ahead and run this and make sure that this runs properly before we go through and change all of the code to do this instead of debug logs. One of these days it'll work. But not this day, it seems. Well, it'll probably be this day, but it's just a matter of time. There we go. Test error is testful. That font feels huge to me. Also, I can't help but notice that it does not seem to be fading. And the question is, why is it not fading? I believe it should be fading, but yeah, the font is definitely huge. So let's just take a quick look here, and what's the size of this? That's size 24. I think we should go for that same size of font. So let's go ahead and stop running this for now. We'll have this be size 24 font. And then, question is, why did this not actually work? While true duration minus equals time dot delta time, if duration is less than or equal to 0, breaks out of this while loop, else yield return null. I have to wonder if it's because we passed it as a parameter and it doesn't like that. Float dur equals duration. Use it as a regular variable? Maybe. We'll see if that works. I don't think it's this section that's broken. Final alpha would be 0f, right? Yeah. Yep, that is accurate. So, why isn't this returning? That's the question. But let's see if this font size feels a little bit better. Because it just felt way too big. Absolutely huge. Come on. One of these days. You can do it. There we go. Okay, that size feels better. There's no doubt about that. Okay, so it's still not fading. Good to know. The text is properly set, as expected. So fade to, float start after, float final alpha, float duration. It seems to be... Oh. Hang on. This needs to be start after. For one thing. What was it passing? It was passing duration, which is fade time, which is 1f. Oh, I get it. I know exactly what was happening. I was passing duration, which would then go down to 0, and then say t plus equals time dot delta time over duration. Why were we not actually getting a divide by 0 error? Maybe because it wasn't exactly 0? Yeah, it wouldn't have been exactly 0. But that should fix it, regardless. It just brought it down to an infinitesimally small number, and might have been lerping away from 1? or away from 0? Quite possibly was, actually. Okay, now it should work properly. At least, eventually. It should work properly eventually. We'll find out, though. Come on. Come on, you can do it. No, seriously, you can do it. I have faith. Okay, so there it is. After a couple seconds, it should start to fade away. Should have started by now. Why isn't this working? Oh, we never assign it back. I'm an idiot. That is complete and total failure on my part. We need to say text.color equals new color. That's literally it. I did everything except assign the actual color. Well, there you have it. It was working. It was doing exactly what I was telling it to do. I just didn't tell it to do the right thing. I'm going to go ahead and save that, and let's rerun this yet again. And now it should work. And then we'll be able to go through and put together all of our replace me errors that go in the debug log. I don't know if there's a way to do an entire project search for debug logs, but if there is, that's what we should do. Okay, we will skip this tutorial. Test error is testful, and there it fades away. Perfect. Exactly as anticipated. Now, I do think that maybe we should outline this in white instead of in black. I think it might stand out better against both dark and light, potentially. It stands out fine against light, with it just being red. But against black, it kind of fades in a little bit and was a little bit hard to read. So I'm going to try this and see if a white outline makes it feel any better. That did not help. Okay. We can't actually see any of this hardly. Yeah, that really didn't help. Let's just experiment a bit in here. Like, maybe we need to put it back to black. Increase the thickness of the outline a bit. I mean, that essentially just goes to that. Maybe we should be running an underlay instead. So we run a normal underlay. And yeah, we can see that. We can bump up the softness a bunch if we wanted to. I kind of like it at about 0.25, maybe? Now what does dilate do? Ah, I see. I mean, that's still pretty difficult to read. Maybe if we made the underlay white through some miracle? It looks fine against a black background there. What about against a light one? We could also outline it. Like, we could outline this thing with a black outline of 0.1 and then center the white underlay. Dilate it a little bit, like around 0.33. So that way it would be legible against both dark and light backgrounds. I mean, that's a possibility, right? Let's see how that looks. It also should, I think, kind of grab your attention a little bit. Okay, so yeah, we can do the entire project. Current project. Perfect. Debug.log. Okay. Well, here we go. Yeah, I still hate that. I actively hate it. I like it when we're here, but when we're here, I really, really hate it. At least with that color. Like, maybe it should be a darker gray? Or just straight up black? If we're gonna do this, what's the point of the outline, though, is the question. I don't know. That color needs to be adjusted, but I don't know to what, and I'm colorblind, so that's not helping. Anyway, let's just go ahead and replace this with business dot error. Oh, we need to put it into the business still, don't we? We need to go into here and do, in the UI references, public error text. Okay. There we go. Business does not contain a definition for error text, obviously. Well, error text dot row error. Okay. That's what we want there. And then we don't need the replace me. So we can just take this, copy it. But before we go too much further, I do want to hop in here and remember to put in the error text into here. So error text would go here. There we go. And we should probably remove the text from the error text. And we should also probably go ahead and remove this test error. Okay. So let's search for all of our debug.logs and go on through. So here's one. We'll throw this error. There we go. Here's one. Okay. Can't construct on unowned hex we'll use. There we go. Now we'll do this one. Destroy building before construction. Okay. You're trying to bulldoze an empty hex. This one is simply a not player owned hex. Storage type between the two buildings is incompatible. Okay, no original hex to transfer from. This should never happen. It really, really shouldn't. Must first select a vehicle to transfer. Okay, now we're in the hex selection window. Not enough capacity to store this vehicle. Not enough funds to purchase this vehicle. Two very different things indeed. Not enough funds for land purchase. Do you have a reference to the business? Yes, you do. Excellent. No possible locations to proceed with road. This is one that should not be exposed to the player. Same with that. Same with that. Basically, everything with these road adjacencies should not be exposed to the player, because, for one thing, they don't really happen anymore. So, yeah, none of these should actually be exposed to the player. What is all this? Oh, I think I just commented all of this out and just left it here. Okay, square magnitude is blah 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 blah. Okay. That's irrelevant and should be left in the log, probably. And that was all of them. Really? I think it actually was all of them. Okay. So now errors should be thrown in the error text. That was easy. And, I'm kind of out of things to implement. I guess we can go in and test that the errors are being thrown properly, but that was everything that I planned to do in this session, and I've still got another episode to do after this one. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I could try to delay it and just do one extra episode in the next session in case I get into something big. Which we'd probably get into route management at that point, or maybe we'd get into package creation. Probably packages, honestly, because there's no point in setting up routes if you don't have packages to go collect, right? Seems right to me. Okay. So let's head in here, and let's demolish a building we don't own. Not a player-owned hex. Excellent. Let's sell this. Oh yeah, we never implemented selling land, did we? You know what? We can do that. However, just to pad out this session, I'm gonna go ahead and put a cut in here. And next episode, we will implement selling land. See you all then.